hello, my darlings, and welcome to, Wallace and Judith and Wallace, Psychic Mediums. We're going to have some little changes, so stay tuned on what's going on with us because I've got the dog here grizzling. Okay, come up and see everybody, darling. You want to come and see everybody? Come on, darling, come up here. Come and say hello to everybody, little whingy guts. There you go. Look, little Miss Goth. Look. Oh, please, Mr. Pickpocket.
Maisie,
There's only two.
Maisie, hello, Maisie. Oh my goodness, hello, Maisie. Hello, darling. There you go. Yes, there I am. Hello.
Okay, all right, that's enough. She's had enough of that. She says
that's enough.
So welcome,
Enough
my darlings, from wherever you are in the world. Stay tuned. Keep watching us. Maybe not today, but we're going to have a chat after this today, my sister and I. We're fed up. You're fed up. We're all fed up. We're all looking, we are anyway, looking at what else can we do and how else can we be more effective than what we are, even though we're across the pond screaming out. But even so, the airwaves are thin and we can do our bit and perhaps we can do it a bit more effectively. That's what we're talking about. But anyway, welcome to you all, my darlings. Welcome. And Judy's here. She's going to do the bit of thing first, like, subscribe and all the rest of it, but we won't spend long on it. We're just really going to, push it a bit because we want our subscriptions to, go up, and it does help support the channel. Over to you, Judy.
Okay, well, for me, to everybody, thank you for being here today. And yes, don't forget to subscribe. Sometimes people just view all the time and they're just viewing, but they're not subscribing. So we want to get to an amount. So if you can help us with that, that would be fantastic. So don't forget to subscribe. The other thing is that if you want to buy us a coffee, feel free to do that. We just love what we love to do is we love to see all the action of people making comments.
Activity. Yeah, the activity.
Yeah, all that where people make comments, where they subscribe, even if it's only one or two or whatever. We're on the other end here, so it sort of gives us a bit of a lift too, to sort of think that, we're not, Wallace rant with her rant and when we do overviews and things like that. Anyway, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. Our topic today is Dictators, coffee clatter, and pissing contest. So it's
don't say it tongue in cheek, Judy. Just say it.
No, just say it as it is. And so that's our topic today. We're going to touch on things like Judge Chutkin, and Wallace is going to have her rant because, she comes up with some things and she's got to get that out. We're going to look at Epstein, the files, the whole Epstein saga, and Ghislaine Maxwell in there. Going to look at J.D. Vance a little bit, and the two wankers. We won't tell you what wankers mean. You'll have to look it up. It's probably an Australian slang or something like that, one of our colloquialisms. So the two wankers,
use
two
your
dolls.
Imagination, darlings.
Yeah, use your imagination what that would mean. Two dolls and Putin, they're the wankers. And we'll just look at some of those governors of Illinois and Newsom and New York and just a little bit around that. And we're just going to give you an overview of those things. We're not going to go into anything too deep, just a bit of an overview. And as the cards fall out, is what you see is what you get. So there we go, Wallace.
Okay, and we are going to keep it succinct and spot on so that we don't run over time. We're trying hard. It's bloody difficult for a couple of old birds like us to bloody shut up and all the stuff.
Well, Wallace, you do talk a lot, so, I could get it down to that 30 minutes, but...
Another wanker. God. Oh, yeah, if I wasn't here, who would you blame? You bloody, She says, I don't like talking. And if you buy that, darlings, you Yeah, you're buying the rest. But anyway, I've got my cards in front of me. I'm not doing it yet, but I'm going to do my rant. Oh,
go for it.
now I just want to say up front that I'm a lady. You know, I was brought up a lady. You know, with good manners, and I went to a really a hotshot school where they taught you know
Home
manners
management,
and,
Wallace.
and
Home
home management.
management.
And, we were all taught to be, ladies so that we could enslave ourselves to some bloke. Um, we weren't told that in those sort of terms. We all look forward to
Well,
it.
it was how to manage your home, and it was how to look after yourself, all your personal hygiene. When you stand in the shower, make sure you wash under your feet, and all those all those really important things.
So this so-called, so-called wonderful, amazing school that we went to, there was nothing rough about that. I mean, they had the biggest bullies in Melbourne, I think, went there. And for the first little while when I was at school, good lesson here, darlings. Now listen up, listen up. You can call it Trump if you want, you can call it whatever you want, but this school had these bullies. And these bullies used to throw me into the lockers, and they used to do some terrible things to me. They used to beat me up all the time. And I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to I didn't want to get expelled from school, and I didn't want to be caught up fighting because I was a bit of a tyrant if you got me going, and I lost my temper. So I didn't want to get into that. So, but anyway, I finally did. I just want you to know that I'm here. No scars. I'm here because I retaliated. There came a time when the bullies couldn't. They could. It just couldn't happen anymore, and so I retaliated big time. And after that, and I retaliated. In different. I really got stuck into them, and wiped tables with them. Did all sorts of pretty rough things. And but after that, they steer clear of me. They just called me names from a distance. Well, that didn't bother me. But that they're the sorts of things that went on. So I can relate. You can take those times and relate them to now. Okay, so I want you, the rant. Now, we've got you've got your closet VP with his, black round his eyes, and he's having a bit of a. Well, I said a long time ago. Go back and have a listen to some of the things. I think a long time ago I predicted him and his wife would fall out. Well, they'd have to, darlings, because his mate. We'll call it his mate Theo. Has paid for all his education and paid for everything, and there's been a good reason for that. He's been, grooming him for, something sinister and quite terrible. Keep your eye open on that. JD Vance is a very, very dangerous man. The rant he did the other day about Clinton and the Republicans and all the rest of the stuff, this is my rant, all that sort of shit that went on the other day. About the Maxwell files and the Clintons and everybody and what they were doing, and what did they do down there, and we really need to know what they were doing on those visits, and la 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 la. I think to myself while I'm listening to him, well, it's up to you, mate. You all got the files, release them. Don't worry about the court cases against the Clintons and all the rest of the shit going on. Just release the files, and whoever's involved in it gets dealt with. Up, down, sideways, whoever, Republicans, Democrats. I mean, he was going on about, it was all Democrats and, the, rich Democrats. And of course it is. And Joe Biden, he was probably in it. Oh, gee, the mind boggles, poor bloody Joe. And It's comical. It's bloody comical. And then you've got the other blokes sucking up to the two. It's a pissing contest, really. It is. You've got the other blokes sucking up to Putin, Putin, and the dictators. And here we are. I mean, have you ever heard such a thing in all your born days that a bloody bloke on the other side of the world who's a criminal? He's a fucking war criminal. And he's going to be meeting on American soil, the President of the United States. Oh, it's sheer bloody madness. Why aren't the people in Alaska saying no, not here? Is that because they have a Republican bloody, person up there? Oh, I'm telling you now, not the women, but, these bloody Republicans, these blokes, I mean, they took the recess. Why did they take the recess? So they could give, Donny $2, and I've renamed him, by the way. I'm going to tell you what I've got a new name for Donny $2. Because he's gone on in the past and he's got mine temp at the side of his bed. I don't think he's made up his mind yet whether he's Russian or whether he's German, but he does like the Fuhrer. He does like the whole Nazi thing. So I've decided that he's, to change his name to Limp Dick von Shittenpants. That's his new name.
But, isn't that his ex-lawyer? Doesn't he say that?
Are we allowed to say it?
No, doesn't his ex-lawyer say that? That's what he calls him, doesn't he?
Does he? I'm calling him Limp Dick von Shittenpants. He's doesn't he want to be king?
Can't make up his mind as long as he's the boss.
He's and he's losing it. Confabulation. I saw a fabulous thing on that the other day, and that's true. I knew about that. I knew about the fact that people who suffer from mental, well, we'll call it dementia, we'll call it what it is, and it's not being derogatory against other poor people or other people who have dementia, but this bloke has dementia. He's entered the phase of confabulation, all that story about his uncle and all that sort of stuff and the uni bomber and all the rest of it. The sad part about it is that when they enter that phase of the disease, then they believe it. They just simply, it becomes reality for them. And that's pretty scary. What else becomes reality? Saw him yesterday being asked about, Laura Loomer. Oh my God, you think I swear and I'm terrible. Some of the stuff she came out with about Marjorie Taylor Greene was disgusting and shouldn't come out of a woman's mouth. And, disgusting. And so they're at it, but that was going to happen anyway because Marge is not. I'm not a fan of Marge Taylor Greene by any stretch, but she's fallen out. She's not Trump's little favourite anymore, which she was one time, but she's not now. But it's always been Laura Loomer. He's what did he say when he was asked?
Well, no, hang on, Wallace. He does like Carolyn Levitt because, look at the interview he did where he said, what about her lips? Her beautiful lips.
Who's got beautiful lips?
He went on with all that in an interview, and
who's got beautiful lips?
Oh, he said Carolyn Levitt's got beautiful lips, and she's, she's beautiful, yeah. And she's admiring because she doesn't mind older men. She doesn't mind these old blokes. Her husband's 36 years older than her. She doesn't mind the old blokes. So she doesn't mind old Trumpy. She doesn't mind him.
He reminds me of those horror movies with those, old decaying skeletons, that reek of, decay and God help us.
Okay, so the rant.
No one's soft for anything. Anyway, I'm just I think that we're going to touch on it, but anyway, I'm going to end off and we'll get into our readings. I think that we're doing it. We're pushing back on your behalf and on our behalf too. I see where Rubio had to go at our bloke the other day, had to go at Albanese about recognising Palestine as a state, and that won't work. And I thought, well, fuck, mate, you should know. You do nothing. What would you know? And stay out of our business and bloody fix up the shit in your own backyard.
Yeah.
Over to you. I just think to myself, what would you know, Rubio? You sold your soul. You sold everything that you stood for. I thought there might have been in the early days a little bit of hope there with him, but no, none of them. None of these blokes.
They're all no hopers, Wallace.
They are all no hopers. They're all wankers, and they got no balls. And they're not what They're probably all driving trucks with the balls hanging off the back. That's what I saw when I lived in America. I used to chuckle and think, "You're kidding me, right? You're joking." It's a joke. Oh, trucks with balls hanging off the back. Have you ever seen such a thing in your born days? Okay, Judy, let's take a look at the Epstein saga. I'll have a little shuffle. I'm shuffling my cards. You've done yours. If you've done something, talk, Dale, because I'm going to pull mine out here. Okay. Yep, got it. Yep, go, Judy.
Okay, all right. I'll just hold these up. The Knight of Swords. Well, we know that knights and kings and all those are all people. So we've got that. Interesting one here, the Wheel of Fortune. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune there, and I like the Wheel of Fortune, and certainly around that, the changes and the things that are going on around there. And as you and I were just talking earlier about her being let out to do some work. Well, there you go. There's the prediction we were talking about the other day. He mightn't pardon her, but she's going to have everything and all the trimmings around, as if she has been. She might be going back there to sleep to Camp Brian, but the rest is And we were talking earlier. What would the question be?
She's out there, Dale. Is she honing her skills?
Yeah, well, what skills
that she has as a as a pedophile? Is she out there honing her skills? Making some contact. It's scary, isn't it? Scary.
So and here we are, and of course you've got the king over here. Well, of course that's the person who's holding the purse strings at the moment and the power. This is a pentacle, and all to do with money and things like that. So she's got plenty of backers. That's what I'm looking at here, and certainly in this one here, a younger person, a bit gung ho, out there, and this person is the person helping her, giving her advice all the time. So
I think that's her lawyer, who's part of who's really good friends with what's his name? Blanche.
Probably this one's not. This one's a bit younger than that one, because this one's the knight. But he's a bit old to be this knight person. So, but there's somebody in there here. I'll just give you quickly what I got. Somebody in there who's at this level here, this knight. Somebody is helping her that we don't know about. And of course we don't know all the things because they haven't released it. But there's somebody there being put in there to help her, and to and they've had to have a think about that. Now, I don't think that's a lawyer. I think, well, they could have been, but I think that's to do with who's in charge or around the camp. They call it Camp Brian, where she is. I think that's the person, and I think they're bending over backwards to help her.
Of course they are. Two of Cups, I got the Empress, and Four of Swords. Now, I'm going to read them. The Two of Cups here. These two people here cozying up to each other. Well, we know what that's about. Trump's cozying up to her at the moment because he's trying to save himself. A lost cause, forget about that. Because now you've got, because look, the minute you show favoritism to someone and you don't have just cause to show favoritism to them, that type of favoritism, we'll call it, is bestowed upon people who give evidence to the government, who have something that's very revealing, la 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 la. Those people normally get leniency or they get some deal or whatever. Not her. She's a convicted pedophile. Forget about her. She's done. She's cooked. And this cozying up to her is just mudding up the water because there's nothing this woman, this lying, cheating, conniving, scheming, pedophile, heinous woman could say about anything, because anything that is out there to be said is in the files, because that's what convicted her in the first place. She's got nothing to offer, but they're making a big deal out of it, and they're making a deal out of the Democrats knew all about it and Joe Biden, la, la, la. But I'll go back to what I first said, and what I'm saying is that people then get the pips, and the inmates are all starting to get the pips, and they're coming out and they're telling the press and everybody what's been said, what she said, the deal she tried to do with Biden, and he knocked her back on the deal, and she's waited and she's now had a go at Trump. But there's nothing that she can say. She's a liar and a pedophile. The Empress card here is Chutkin. I'm going to put Chutkin here in this. Chutkin's going to release the files by the other people who have asked for memos, all the things that have been said and done. They're smart. They've not asked for the actual Epstein files. They've asked for all the correspondence, all of the emails, all of the notes, even redactions, why things have been redacted, who, by, how, what, where. They've asked for everything, and the judge residing over it now is Judge Chutkin. It's called karma, bitch. And he's got his. Four of Swords, well, yes, they'll be cutting off somebody's body, metaphorically speaking, even if not an actual body, but they'll be cutting off somebody's body. Guess who? That's it from me for that one, darling. And I reckon, this whole thing, it's boiling, and it's not going away. And you can bloody go on about all the Google, the Google hits for, Epstein. That's all dropped by whatever, la, la, la. Of course it has, because people want to know about, Limp Dick von Shittenpants and his trip to, Alaska. Talk about boys. Okay, all right. Now, Judy, let's take a little quick look. We've got about 5 to 7 minutes to run over it all. So I just want to lump it all into one reading. That what is it? What do we feel about the calling out of the National Guard? all that sort of thing. Incidentally, I was telling you about the, gay website, or the gay, yeah, it's a website. I'm not going to name any particular website, but there's a number of them, and one of the big ones has turned around and said to them that if you target, LGBTQ people, we're going to release all of the names of Republicans who are on our site. Do it. That's all I'm going to say. Do it, boys. Just do it. And that comes into the pushback. I mean, now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Don't wait. Push back from wherever, whoever, and however you can. Time has come. Bernie Sanders is out there doing it. The people who marched in DC the other day against the National Guard, we all know what that's about. He's trialling the whole thing because he knows he can't win next year. And if he loses control of the House, he's screwed. And he can see it on the horizon. And whoever's behind him is trying to push to stop all that. And I'm telling you, it's all on the brink. And push back now. Now's the time. And anyway, can we do a little read on that, Judy, for the next 4 to 5 minutes?
Okay. All right.
Be bold. Be bold, everyone. Okay. All right, Judy, go for it. 3 cards quickly.
I've actually put out a few cards because I sort of wanted to see what that pushback looked like, and actually where for people to push back now, and that's really important. So I got the Empress card and that card there, and that's the birth of a new ideas, new regime, it's almost like it's a new America, because you're going to have to come out new. You're going to have to come out of this, and you've got to feel like you're unscathed with it all. But I was listening to a very, very interesting thing the other day, just quickly on this card, in what's going out there, what is without is also within, and that includes within us, within countries, within everything, and it all comes from us. So this rebirthing area falls in line with the new world that is coming. And we're not talking about some horrific thing, but there is a new world, and this is the new world, and you're part of the world. And it's very important for you to stay in pushback against all this, because your vote will count. And if the other one, the horrible person, gets his way, there'll be no voting, and he'll just roughshod over everybody, and America will be gone. It'll be the littlest thing you've ever seen, and it'll be in the history books and on somebody's lips as that great country that was. And you don't want that to happen, but it's up to you. So this is the area of the new beginnings. We've got here the Ace of Swords, so new beginning. And of course, we've got this, the Hierophant. It's out there, the truth. Let's get to the truth. What's the truth of all this? The truth of all this is it's up to you to get out there and have your say. So if there's communities meeting, Bernie Sanders at places, I think you'll probably see in the next little while Kamala Harris. If there's anything that you can do to add your energy to in a positive way, then do it. Okay? So that's that one. And of course, this is the area of the Hermit. We've got the Ten of Swords coming out of respite, coming out of thinking. Don't do any more thinking. Take action now. Take action. You've come out of there, and now the Hermit. You've come out of all that period of respite, and it's time to get industrious, time to get out there. Another one coming out of respite. These cards here are all about being industrious, getting out there, coming out of this period of too too much. You've done all your thinking, and ask the questions. Don't just take. Look, he's good. I have never in my life seen anybody as good as and as slippery as an eel as Trumpy. I am amazed he's gotten this far. I really am. And I know if we looked at astrology and all that's happening out there, this had to happen. And unfortunately, the biggest part of it is America, but there's some pretty horrible things happening in other countries, like with Israel and Palestine, all that area over there. It's
video
horrendous.
he put out. What about the video put out of Gaza and it being the big resort area and his big statue in the middle of it?
Well, my thing is there, why don't you get your money over there, everybody? Feed the children and keep the children alive, because there's thousands of them dying every day. They are, that Netanyahu, whatever his name is, I never get it right, that one, the nutcase over there, is another mongrel. Another one.
Yep. Okay, Five of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Three of Swords. And I'm going to read it as being this emotional, this huge emotional time, head in our hands, what the, WTF, what the, and, all right, that's, yep, I get it, been there, done that, know that myself, know the feeling well. Put that aside, time to take up the sword. Time for action. When? Now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now, today. What can you do? From where you are, like those people, that own the website. You keep picking on all our people, keep picking on this community, and we'll release all the names of all the people who are there that are Republicans. That'd be, shock, horror. Really? And we don't know that a lot of those people aren't gay, but they're targeting gay people, just like JD Vance. Yeah. Got it, kids, got it. Yeah. Okay, time to push back. Be bold. Don't hold back. Sorry, darlings, not inciting violence or anything, but the rebellion, and there's no use talking about it. It's got to be. Follow Bernie Sanders, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, write to them all, give them your support. If they're not even, it doesn't matter if they're not your people. Let Bernie Sanders know you're totally supporting. Let AOC know you totally do positive things. Let these people, ring them, call them, let them know, let their office know. Let them know that you fully support them. And I can tell you now, I'm just going to pull one card because it's here. Yep, absolutely. Knight of Swords came again. It was just sitting out there in the last reading. And I'm going to tell you that the new leader, every pushback, everything needs a leader. The new leader is about to emerge. We're on the brink of it. And I think it's going to happen over the next, I get 7. I'm going to say it's going to happen over the next 7 days. You're going to rally behind, there's going to be someone. Is it the bloke in Illinois, Pritzker? Is it Newsom? Or is it Kamala Harris? Who is it? At the moment, Bernie Sanders is out there, but do more. Okay, thank you, darlings. And we so appreciate you joining us. Keep watching, keep plugged in, because I think we're going to have some changes and do some other things. Maybe we're going to, ramp up a little bit and do something a little bit different. But anyway, we're exploring that, and Jude and I will be talking about it. We don't know. It might be too big for these couple of old birds. But anyway, we'll see. So thank you, darling, for joining us. We're off. We're done. We've stuck to our time. We've been on air for just over 30 minutes. And that's enough of us. That's enough for you to listen to us. And you, Judy. And thank you, darlings. When I go, you go with me. When you go, I go with you. always, always, always. You are in my heart, and you are my heart. And I keep doing this for you because I can tell you, I've never come so close to bloody quitting a number of times as I have over this last few weeks. Over to you, Judy.
So thank you from me to you. Lots and lots of hugs. And as always, and I always say, my thoughts are with you. And always before Wallace and I begin, I always go over that, the thoughts are with you, and always. And so hugs and everything. See you next week, and stay safe, take care, and remember, it's up to you.
You betcha.
Bye for now.
Get on your horse, get going. Bye for now.